So this has been a long time coming. We've talked about this and thought about this for years. We just never bit the bullet on doing it. And then we decided this past year we was going to just do it, so we did it.
And it's done.
And it's done. It's all hooked up. Right now our greenhouse is running on solar right now as we speak.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's very exciting actually. It is for us anyways. I got to do some changes to this, to the frame. I need to lower this board so it takes the bow out of the bottom panels. All in all, I'm happy with how it turned out. I slapped this up this past weekend. I actually did all of it this past weekend. I took off 2 days of work and just did it, and it rained every day. So
that's how our luck is.
Yeah, and I need to finish cleaning it up and whatnot. But anyway, it's just a simple frame, just a simple structure. We just got 4x4s drove in the ground, about 2 to 2.5 feet deep on all 6 of them, and then just 2x4 frame. So it's about 10. Actually, ground area. It's about 8 feet wide and almost 16 foot wide, or 16 foot long. And yes, it's level this way. The ground's just sloped. So this was the flattest spot we had that gets full sun. So yeah, right now we have eight 420 watt panels. And they're about 34 degrees roughly, facing straight south. Optimal here would be 39 degrees due to our latitude. But it didn't work out quite that way. I should have had these 4x4s instead of 8 feet apart. I should have had them closer together. But it's fine. It's not going to matter at all. What it's going to do in the summertime, it'll actually capture more sun this way, but in the wintertime it won't capture as much. So it's a fair trade-off. In the winter months we don't get much anyways, but it's low enough we can clean the snow off of them, so that's one plus. So what we have is the EG4 6000 XP inverter, charge controller inverter, and we have Rich Solar's Alpha 5 Pro batteries. We have 2 of those. It gives us a total of roughly 10,000 kilowatt or 10,000 watt hours of battery when they're fully charged. We have a disconnect to turn off the solar array so that we can shut the power off if we need to work on anything inside this. We can turn it off here. I have just three breakers. I bought a Square D thing, breaker panel. I got everything wired in. You can hook a generator up to this to charge your batteries. I don't have that yet, and you can actually hook it up, plug it into the grid if you want to. That's never going to happen. I will hook the generator to it, but I never will have a grid hooked to this. And to charge these batteries off this inverter, you got to have a 220 volt generator, which we have because we have a backup generator for our house when the power goes out. So I'll just get another plug and plug it in. I'll put it out here. So we got the main reason we got this was because we wanted to be a little more self-independent. We wanted to be less tied to anything. But this building has no power in it, and I didn't want to run power here from our house or from our other building. And we wanted to have the main reason we bought this was so we could put a walk-in cooler in here and some freezers in here. So this is going to be more or less our walk-in cooler is going to be for our produce. We produce all summer long. And our freezers will be for our meat birds and other things that we do. And we got a refrigerator that's actually right beside my wife, the camera lady. That will be a refrigerator or a freezer, either one. Last year, that's what we used. We just had an extension cord plugged in to that from our greenhouse, I believe.
We like the ones that you can convert from a fridge.
Yeah, we have,
to a freezer.
I think, 2 of those that's convertibles, and the other 2 uprights are just freezers.
Yeah.
we plan, if we can get enough power, we plan on putting 4 freezers down here. One we're going to keep in the house, and a walk-in cooler. So hopefully this will run good for us. We bought all of this off of Shop Solar. I will leave a link to their website below. They are great people to work with. This system is pretty much plug and play. We did have to buy a few wires, mainly the wires running from this. The output, it gave us everything to hook to this, but anything coming out of this, it didn't come with the kit. So we had to buy the wiring to go to our breaker panel. We had to buy the breaker panel and whatever else we hooked it to. So the ground rod outside I bought, and the outlets. Actually, this building was wired. I took a bunch of it out and put a bunch of new in. So pretty much I rewired the whole building for the most part. The only thing I didn't rewire is that outlet. This outlet right here never was changed, and the outlet right there was never changed. Other than that, I redid the whole building. And right now, with the sun's going down, as you've seen when we were out there. Right now, our greenhouse is pulling 290 watts, and we're producing 850. So 480-ish watts is charging the batteries. And you can scroll through this and check your batteries, or you can check them on here. Either way, they both read the same. They communicate pretty well with one another. Our batteries right now is 82% charged. And this says 82% charged as well. It's pretty simple to hook this system up, truthfully. This one showed 79%, so they're not exactly even with each other, but they're close enough.
But they talk to each other, and then they talk
to
the inverter.
This here makes them talk to each other, and this here makes it talk to the inverter. I probably should have showed you this before I put this panel back on, but it is what it is. But we can keep an eye on it. Right now we're using 0% of the power we're producing is going to anything. It's so low that it's not even really registering. Unless the exhaust fan kicks on. The only thing running actually is a fan blowing the plastic apart, and
in the greenhouse,
and the circulation fans, right in the greenhouse. And I always keep this on watts because for me, it's easier for me to see what it's doing. Right now, it's using 100 watts. Is all it's going down there, or I mean 10 watts actually. Sorry, not 100. 10 watts. 10 watts is all it's being used. The rest is going into the...
I kind of wish the display screen would be bigger on it, so that you wouldn't have to be so close up. And
that's why they make these.
Yeah.
For old folks.
Uh-huh.
Now
got
I
me
can
a
see
pair.
it. So this pair will stay in here.
Yeah, right on top
You
of the
can
batteries.
download an app and watch all this on your phone. Even for the batteries, you can do the same.
Or they have it where you can do it on your computer.
Yeah, you can do it on your laptop, however you want to do it. It truly is a pretty simple system. I mean, honestly, it was intimidating thinking about it, but once I started hooking stuff up, it's like it's self-explanatory. Anybody that can follow directions, or even if you don't follow directions, because trust me, I didn't get this book out till I was almost finished. The only thing I used this book for was to figure out the communication cables, and I couldn't figure it out in the book. I got on YouTube University and figured it out that way. Pretty simple. It truly is simple. Behind this panel, it tells you everything you need to know. And this here's pretty simple to hook up. So I don't know. It's pretty simple, but it is running our greenhouse right now. We don't have nothing else hooked up to it.
And we have where we can turn the lights on out here in the building.
Yeah, we got lights out here now. Instead of having a flashlight or a light like this, what I used
now
for
we
the most
got
part.
lights.
Yeah. Yep.
Very nice.
So we'll keep adding to what we use it on, because right now we're even when the sun's almost down, we're still making more power than we're using.
Which is awesome.
So that makes my confidence on how much we can actually use in here on this system. When I figured out the system I needed, I thought, And then we got a hold of them. I emailed Shop Solar and told them what I was going to do and how many watts I needed to run per day. They actually told me the system that I needed was the one I picked out. So I must have did something right. So anyways, that's going to wrap this up. If anybody's got any questions on this or anybody has any advice on this, just let us know.
Yeah,
it was
we're willing to take any info if there's anything that somebody, if they have this system and there's something that we should know about it or something, then let us know.
Yeah, it was a fun system to put in though. I enjoyed this project. It took me, well, it didn't take as long as it took me because Saturday we left early for a fundraiser, and Sunday we went down to Lowe's and I bought wiring. I had everything except for the wires to go from this to that. I think that's all, and the grounding bar.
Yeah.
Other than that, I had everything. So I had everything hooked up except that.
And you got it done.
And it didn't take long.
You started Thursday.
One person could have did this whole system by themselves in probably 2 days if you'd had 2 decent days to work in. I worked in the rain 2 days and then worked in here for about a half a day, roughly total. Honestly, I wasn't in here that long. But that was wiring everything up and rewiring lights and stuff. So it wasn't that hard to hook up. It was a pretty simple system. It's a easy do-it-yourself weekend project for any do-it-yourselfer. And it's not that expensive either. So anyways, if anybody has any advice, let us know. If anybody has any questions, I'll gladly answer them as best as I possibly can, which, I'm not real smart, but
yeah.
Anyhow.
It must be pretty smart to figure out all them wires, because when I start seeing all them wires go up,
it's not that bad.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Just got to contain them all. It's all good.
True.
Anyway, till we meet again, take care and God bless.
See ya.